Hello, and good afternoon, good morning, good evening, depending where you are. First off, I just want to say thank you very much for taking the time out to participate in the conference at CloudSlam, but also finding the time to talk about master data management within the context of SaaS delivery and learn a little bit more about perhaps some of the complexities of cloud-based adoption through data management and some of the issues that it raises and so on. So what we're going to do here today in the time that we have, and we have about 45 minutes, is we're going to discuss and look at tools and ways to approach the complexity and the problem set really around master data management in cloud-based applications and so on. If you have any questions, please direct them to me through the Q&A box down on the right-hand side, and I will either thread them into the discussion as we're going or repeat them back for the rest of the members on the presentation right now to hear and answer it either at the end or if need be, I'll just do it through the middle of discussion and break to that. So let's focus a little bit on who First Spike is just for a quick moment. What we really do is provide cloud-based solutions around data management. What that means is that we provide out-of-the-box, ready-to-use, on-demand data governance, data integration, master data types of solutions in the form of business intelligence applications, data pipes, smart data pipes, data maturity models, etc. And we work with some of the leading organizations globally. This is just a sample of the few that we work with that are really into data-intensive businesses. We find that in most of the environments that we're in that things have transformed and approaches to information management have transformed from application or event-driven architectures to really data-driven architectures. And what that means simply is that they are decision-based organizations that we spend a lot of time with that base a lot of their actions on pure data. And our approach to the problem set and the observations that we've built on really come out of those experiences, and we're going to share some of that with you today, and hopefully you'll find it of a benefit to you. Now, really what we talk about and what many organizations do say these days is that data is a balance sheet. We believe that corporate data, we'll even go further, and we think that corporate data is actually going to be a non-material balance sheet item, but it is going to be something that has a distinct and defined value inside many organizations in the near term. So how does that actually happen? Many organizations today really treat the data that's inside of their enterprises as frankly as data as process exhaust. It's something that happens. You go through a process, some data is created, it's stored in a database, it relates to an application, it relates to a series of events, but is largely ignored. Except some scenarios that may relate to transaction management, like maintaining a customer or a client service environment and so on. But for the most part, data is really treated as an archival function. We think that going forward, and especially in our client set today that we're seeing, is that they're really looking for returns on that information that they've created through their processes, and that's reflected in data utilization. So how many times can that data actually be utilized and to create a positive return for that organization? And we're going to talk a little bit about some of those scenarios and how information is used today and where, frankly, it breaks and where it doesn't work. But let's talk a little bit just for the context of this discussion, because there are many types of master data, and I want to talk about just narrowing it down for today so there isn't really any ambiguity, but because you'll hear other terms out there such as master data and reference data, and sometimes they're used interchangeably, and sometimes it's okay to do that. But in this context, let's just sort of focus in on what master data is, and it's really it's a piece of data that resides in one or more systems, and it contains facts that are attached to it, such as a vendor, a client, a location, employee number, etc. It could be an item, it could be a material, it could be a service, it can be a number of different things, and it really depends on the nature of the business and the scenario that you're in. What I'm not going to focus on today are things like